B and Commissioner Swaney on C. Okay,
Handling the rating for 2%. Am I just email that? Or
You can just email it back. If you want to just email me something without even using, am I
you
muted?
want
No.
Margaret, you want it to go to you? You want it to go to you, or you want it to go to Nicole?
We're constant contact together all the time. So it can go to
Okay.
Nicole.
Okay,
But you
all right,
email her, Commissioner, and you don't need to, like, you can just put it all in one email.
perfect.
Whatever works for you.
All right, here we go. 7 o'clock, I'd like to call the Isabella County Board of Commissioners regular board meeting, regular board electronic meeting, March 16, 2021 meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
Our clerks, please, a roll call vote.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Present, reporting from my home in Nottawa Township, Isabel County.
Commissioner Engler,
Here, participating from my home in Deerfield Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Present, participating from my home in Chippewa Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
Commissioner Hope,
Present, participating from my home in the city of Mount Pleasant, Isabella County, Michigan.
Commissioner Marino,
Present, participating from my home in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Isabella County.
Commissioner Swaney,
participating remotely from my home in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Isabella County.
Commissioner Horton.
Participating from my office in Big Rapids, Michigan, Mecosta County.
All present, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Locks. Next up, approval of the agenda. We have general public comments, presentations, and special reports, appointments to boards and commissions. We have one. We have a consent agenda, committee reports, Finance and Administration Committee.
Finance and Administration is also, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next up, Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next up, Human Resources and Public Works Committee.
Human Resources and Public Works Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
We have nothing under governmental affairs, nothing under administrator controller reports. We have no unfinished business. Under new business, we have 3 items. And then we have a general public comments, announcements, and adjournment. Can I get a motion and support for approval of the agenda, please?
So moved, Marino.
Support Swaney.
We have a motion and support for the approval of the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, the same? We have an agenda. Next up, general public comments. Nicole, is anybody out there?
There is no one for general public comment at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll just wait 1 moment and see if anybody wants to dial in because we're so lovely on YouTube right now. All right, hearing and seeing none, we will move on for the general public comments. We have nothing under presentations and special reports. Appointments to boards and commissions. On this one, we have Community Mental Health for Central Michigan Board. I'd like a request for nominations for 1 opening on the Community Mental Health for Central Michigan Board for a 3-year term ending March 31st, 2024 until her successor is appointed. I have a call for nominations. Are there any nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to nominate Karen Scanlon.
Support, Marino.
No, wait, one more. We have a nomination for Karen Scanlon. Do I have any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I move we close nominations, cast a unanimous ballot for Karen Scanlon for Community Mental Health for Central Michigan, the board.
Support, Engler.
Hope.
We have a motion and support for a move to close nominations and a unanimous ballot be cast for Karen Scanlon for the Community Mental Health for Central Michigan Board. Any further discussion on this?
I'll just add that Karen does a terrific job. I spoke about her in the work session. She's very dedicated. She's she's a rock of this board, has been for many years.
Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, consent agenda. Commissioner Hutchison, if you would mind reading that, please.
Sure. I make a motion to approve and place on file the March 2nd, 2021 regular meeting minutes, March 9th, 2021 Human Resources and Public Work Committee meeting minutes, the March 9th, 2021 Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee meeting minutes, the March 12th, 2021 Finance and Administration Committee meeting minutes, and the March 4th, 2021 routine personnel items.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion on that? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. Next up, committee reports, Finance and Administration Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First up is the February 26, 2021 invoice list, the March 5th, 2021 invoice list, and the March 11th, 2021 adjustment list. Motion reads, move to ratify and place on file the February 26, 2021 invoice list in the amount of $242,268.63. The March 5th, 2021 invoice list in the amount of $1,958,677.74, and the adjustment list dated March 11th, 2021.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the February 26, 2021 invoice list, the March 5th, 2021 invoice list, and the March 11th, 2021 adjustment list. Discussion.
Okay, Commissioner Jazinski reviewed these in the work session, but real quickly, the major items on the top of the page there, we have several public defender appointments. We have the DSS Corporation annual maintenance for recording software and server for the 9/11, the Manor Custodian January financial services payment, Michigan Risk Management, third installment for liability and property insurance, and then also MMRM, $17,500 for the retention fund, third installment for liability and property insurance, and from Just Fab Graphics LLC, Rapid Graphics for emergency response vehicle that we will all be excited to see when it's finished. Any questions on that list before I move on? Okay. Moving on then to the March 5th list, much bigger dollar amount, but there were several tax distributions to school districts. So money in, money out. The February district probate court transmittals, the Wolverine Human Services, February private agency youth services, the HATS payment, Verizon wireless payment, JP Morgan Chase, Reamer Plumbing. We had to replace a boiler for the jail. Unfortunate that we have to do that now while we're looking at building a new jail, but we're going to be in that building for a year yet. And there may be some value in that unit when we dismantle that building, possibly. There's two payments to WellPath. One is the regular monthly payment. The other one is a sort of a catch-up payment from when we renewed the contract going back to the start of the fiscal year in October. And there was a slight increase in the monthly cost, so that's kind of a catch-up payment for WellPath. Any questions on that list? Okay, hearing none, I'll move on. Adjustment list, we have the usual Gordon Food Service early payments, and then we started doing the same thing with Mount Pleasant Water Department to avoid late fees. So you'll see the early payments there. And then several tax settlements from the treasurer's office. Any questions on that? Yes, sir. Commissioner
Seems
Hart.
this has to be probably one of the largest adjustment lists I can ever remember seeing. Those are large adjustments. If you factor those into the invoice list, you're almost adding you're adding over $500,000 into it. And then the other one, you're doing not quite as much on that, but 120, 160, but you're up in high dollar amounts on the other one. So that's probably one of the largest adjustment lists I can recall seeing. Yes, Margaret. Chairman.
I think maybe the term adjustment list is a bit of a misnomer anymore. It's not only adjustments now, it's also continuing. It's also including things that we are paying so we don't have a late fee or we don't have some other things. So not everything on here is an adjustment. It's an adjustment to the accounts payable because the way we are doing things, we're paying bills every week. But sometimes by the time we get something before there's going to be a late fee, if it has to wait the next week, then there's going to be a late fee. So that might be why you're seeing the adjustment list a little different than what it has looked like some other times.
Yeah, I was just looking at the amount of the tax settlements. You add those, like I said, you add those because the invoice is being added to it. So you add that to if that was put on the regular invoice, that would be a large invoice. So like I said, that's just probably one of the larger ones I can recall seeing, but it probably has appeared before, and I just so that's all. Nothing more than that. So
Maybe we should call that the adjustment and early payment list.
there you go.
Maybe time to rename the list.
If any other questions? Okay.
All right, we have a motion and support and a discussion. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jalzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
The second item for the committee is the Motorola Communication System and Services Agreement. Motion reads, move to approve the Motorola Communication System and Services Agreement between the Isabella County Motorola Solutions Incorporated for the installation of a 5-console position MCC 7500E dispatch solution in of $934,650 and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support.
We have a motion and support for the Motorola Communication System and Services Agreement. Discussion.
Well, the Central Dispatch had a lightning strike in September of last year, which took out quite a bit of equipment. The county proceeded with a claim to the Michigan Municipal Risk Management Authority for the replacement of that equipment. So the cost, which we get a benefit of working through my bid or my deal, but Harold Stegman was very instrumental in working with Central Dispatch to come up with something that really is an improvement over the dated equipment that was destroyed. And the good news is while the cost is like $934,650, that amount's going to be picked up in total by the MMRMA and without any deductible to the county. So we get a big improvement in the equipment at no cost to the county. And it's one sweet deal that thanks to Procom, we were able to work out.
All right, any further discussion on this? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Holt,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Okay, item number 3 is fiscal year 2020 cost allocation plan, MGT of America Consulting Agreement Addendum. The motion reads, move to approve the addendum to the agreement between Isabella County and MGT of America Consulting LLC for the preparation of the fiscal year 2020 cost allocation plan in the amount of $12,000 and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support.
We have a motion and support to approve the fiscal year 2020 cost allocation plan, MGT of America Consulting Agreement Addendum. Discussion.
So the county is required to submit a cost allocation plan to MDHHS Office of Child Support every year. Is prepared annually by an outside firm. Last year, we used MGT. They did a very nice job for us. We have an option to extend that agreement for 2 years. We're exercising that option to extend it for another year. It maintains a $12,000 annual fee. And like I said, last year they did a very good job for us. So we've opted to use them again.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Holt,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Item number 4, credit card management policy. Motion reads, move to approve the updated Isabella County Financial Management Policy number 411, credit card management policy, to take effect immediately upon adoption.
Support.
Motion and support to approve the credit card management policy. Discussion.
Coming out of our audit, they found 2 or 3 minor things that we needed to improve upon. One of them was the management of our credit card. We have some general cards out there that are assigned to the department, but the auditing firm said if we're going to do that, we should have some kind of a log to maintain accountability for the people that check it out. And so this policy updates the current policy and does make a requirement that a log is kept so that we always know where that credit card, who's entrusted to it.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Holt,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Mr. Chairman, that does complete the work of the Finance and Administration Committee.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First motion is prosecutor by Capel. Move to approve the Isabella County Prosecuting Attorney's Office purchase of prosecutor by Capel software in the amount of $103,850. So earlier in this work session, prosecutor gave.
We got to get a support for that.
Yep.
Did I get a support
Support
for
by
that?
Engler.
Very good. We got a motion and support to approve the prosecutor by Capel. Discussion.
So earlier in the work session, Prosecutor Dave Barbary gave us all the numerous reasons why their office needs to move on from their software currently active, which they started in 1990, which I'm thinking I'm amazed it still runs, but I'm sure they update it. But this new software is going to help them work remotely and seamlessly with the sheriff's department. Barbary prosecutors here if we have any further questions. I know we had a great explanation from him earlier, and do him injustice for me to try to repeat it. Any other questions?
I just have a quick add-on. I applaud Prosecutor Barbary, as I do any other staff member or anybody that brings something to this board in the amounts of trying to go out and get grants or getting creative funding sometimes. So you're to be amended for that. As you'll see later on in the meeting, he's asking for a 2% request. He's got some other funds available. He's thinking kind of outside the box how to get this done and run his department in the most efficient way he can. So good job, Prosecutor Barbary.
It's definitely nice to see the
Thank you.
due
All right.
diligence done, both on software and then also looking at actually through the COVID grants and funds.
Okay, any further discussion among commissioners? Hearing and seeing none. Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Great. Item number 2 is fraud alert protection, Register of Deeds Office. Motion reads, move to approve the fraud alert protection price quote provided by GovOS, a co-file company, and the Register of Deeds automation budget adjustment in the amount of $5,400. Authorize the board chair to sign the same. And earlier,
We gotta get
Support, Engler.
Yep, then we got a motion.
I'm a little slow today.
There you go. That's fine. So am I. We got a motion and support to approve the Fraud Alert Protection Register of Deeds Office. Discussion.
And earlier, Register of Deeds Karen Jackson explained that this software is a new add-on that Vanguard is offering, and it will offer fraud protection in the new age where it will work seamlessly for them and help their staff be efficient online and a good service for Isabella County constituents.
Also too, didn't I read that this has really no effect on it comes out of funds already appropriated for this, I believe.
Right.
Is that correct?
Okay.
Right, that the tech fund would will go towards it. Thank you.
Any further discussion among commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Vote passed, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Okay, our final item is the 2021 State Survey and Remonumentation Grant Report. The motion reads as, move to approve the 2021 State Survey and Remonumentation Grant Report in the amount of $42,053 and authorize the Isabella County Register of Deeds, Karen Jackson, to sign the agreement electronically.
Support, Jazinski.
We have a motion and support to approve the 2021 State Survey and Remonumentation Grant Report. Discussion.
Yeah, you just gotta say that remonumentation a few more times.
I was real careful, let me tell you. I said that real slow. I slowed it right down. So,
There you go. This is a yearly grant application. It helps set our boundaries, points. So it was really helpful this year. or last year with the windmill project, with the GPS, and it helps a lot, anybody doing any deed work. So hopefully it'll keep being funded until we get all the points done and we get the midpoints done. So I don't know. I don't see Karen's not here, so I'll take any questions on it, but it's a good
Any
program. Anything?
Any further discussion among commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
I think he's froze.
yeah, Commissioner
We'll come
Holt,
back.
Yes.
Commissioner Horton,
Nope, we just lost.
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
That completes the work of the Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, Human Resources and Public Works Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our first item is resolution number 21-03-01, Meridian Park Acquisition Project. The motion reads, move to adopt Isabella County Board of Commissioners Resolution number 21-03-01, authorizing the submittal of the Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund acquisition grant application and support the Meridian Park Acquisition Project, and authorize the board chair to sign the same. Could I get a second, please?
Support, Jelazinski.
Support.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a motion and support to adopt the resolution number 21-03-01, Meridian Park Acquisition Project. Discussion.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I'm sure the commissioners are familiar with this. It has to do with purchasing some land to ease conditions at Meridian Park. And it's around 11-acre parcel. And since the last time our Sue Ann Kuffmar, our Parks and Recs director, got on the job and submitted the grant proposal. At this time, we'd be approving that. Any questions or comments? Jerry, go ahead.
I'm very familiar with acquisition grants, and one thing that it's a very competitive process, and it's getting to be more competitive in terms of land acquisition because of the vote taken last November that kind of amended the Natural Resource Trust Fund in the Constitution.
Oh, right.
Is going to be going towards development, then can go towards more development now, away from acquisition. But one thing, the people that apply for acquisition dollars, they'll probably find in September how competitive they are on their numerical score statewide. And it will give Sue Ann and the Parks and Recreation Commission time to amend it if necessary. Now, I think Sue Ann said looking at a 75 or 80%, probably a 75% grant match.
Right.
So if the score is low enough, there's ways you can get additional points, and that would be to increase the match, but that's something that can be done later. But I commend her. I'm very familiar with that area that needs to be, have a resolution to the drop off and have that access further to the east. So I'll be voting for this.
And, Commissioner Engler? Commissioner
Yeah,
Engler?
another thing that might gain us a few points is that the rest of the property is a little bit landlocked because of the swamp through there. So it will increase the access to that greatly if we get that little bit of acres. So.
All right, do we have any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Okay, 2 on our list is MMAP memorandum and understanding. Make a motion to approve the Michigan Medicare Medicaid Assistance Program, MMAP memorandum and understanding between Region 7 Area Agency and on Aging and Isabel County Commission on Aging effective April 1st, 2020 through March 31st, 2025, and authorize the chair to sign the same.
Support, Marino.
We have a motion and support to approve the MMAP Memorandum of Understanding. Discussion.
Well, this is a program that is vital, and it's one that comes up as Jennifer alluded in our work session. That just helps a lot of different aging individuals with the program in our county.
With information about Medicaid and so
Medicare.
It certainly is a very growing and consistent need for that in our community, and I'm glad we're able to offer that. Any further discussion among commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Okay. Our next item is Region 7 AAA purchase of service provider agreement addendum K. And what this refers to is this provides the commission with a agreement with, oh, we just did that, didn't we?
No, you got it right.
Nope,
Okay.
you got it right.
Another Region 7, okay, item. It provides Medicaid waiver and purchase of services for the commission. And under these programs, the Commission on Aging provides a variety of different services for individual claims in their homes. And these services include home delivered meals, homemaking, personal care, respite care, and transportation. As you can see, it's quite helpful to our constituents, this program. Anybody have any questions or comments at this time?
I'll support it.
Oh, good.
Point of
That's
order,
true.
where are we at on the
See,
agenda?
there we go. We got a motion and then we got a support. Now, so that was my error. See, there we go. Motion and support to approve the Region 7 AAA Purchase of Service Provider Agreement Addendum K. Now we had the discussion, but Commissioner Moreno, if you go by your discussion for previous.
Yeah, we already had the discussion.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
nailed it on the head.
There we go.
It's very valuable.
There we go. See, there you go. Any further discussion among commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Okay, number 4 on our list, direct care workers wage pass-through documentation forms for January and February 2021. I make a motion to approve the $2 per hour temporary premium pay for the Commission on Aging Direct Care Workers Authorization Board Chair to sign care worker wage pass-through documentation forms for the month of January and February 2021.
Support, Marino.
We have a motion and support to approve the direct care workers wage pass-through documentation forms for January and February 2021. Discussion.
This is just the $2 per hour for temporary commission, on the aging for the direct care workers, just for the last 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, this is 8 different people there.
Correct.
Any further discussion among commissioners? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
This concludes the work of the Public Works and Human Resources Committee, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, intergovernmental affairs. We have no issues. Under administrator controller, no issues. Nothing under unfinished business. Under new business, item A, Commissioner Moreno, if you would make the motion, please.
Okay, the item is Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe of Michigan Spring 2021 semi-annual 2% request. The motion reads, move to approve the following Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe of Michigan semi-annual 2% request prioritization for presentation to the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe by the required date of March 31st, 2021. Commission on Aging requesting.
Commissioner Moreno, real quick, I gotta have the support for that.
Support, Jelazinski.
I didn't read the whole thing yet.
Oh, you are correct. I am so sorry. I apologize. I jumped the gun.
Just
You're right.
relax.
There we go.
Let me continue. Commission on Aging requesting $514,348 for programs and services. Humane Treatment, Animal Treatment Society hats requesting $14,000 for the feline spray surgeries. Material Recovering Facility requesting $44,000 for the recycling program. Prosecuting Attorney's Office, which we talked about earlier, requesting $103,850 for prosecuting attorney software upgrade. Attorney's Office software upgrade. Sheriff's Office requesting $18,125,000 for more ring boat replacement. That's it. Now we can get a support.
There we go. Can I get a support for that, Commissioner Hutchinson?
Support, Jelazinski.
Commissioner Jazinski. All right, we have a motion and support to approve the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe of Michigan Spring 2021 semi-annual 2% request. Discussion. Administrator McAvoy.
Would you like me to give a shot at this? And see-
Yes.
Please.
Oh, okay. So the Commission on Aging is the usual and customary. We to the tribe for both fall and spring, the same request. And that's what they have requested. So this is the same request that you saw and approved in the fall. It's just to be resubmitted with this round. And the request is for $514,348 for programs and services. The Humane Animal Treatment Society is a request for spay and neutering of felines. That also has come before us before, not in the real distant past, but it has come before us before. Please know that the veterinarian surgeon who works for HATS on site would be doing the spaying, and the amount of $14,000 would cover 200 cats. So I want you to know that. The materials recovery facility request is for the purchase of a skid steer. We've been leasing those. As you can see, according to the request, the recommendation of the department director would be to purchase and then have that available for trade-in. That's basically his request. It's the same type of equipment we've had, gosh, for as long as I can remember, certainly as long as I've been here. It is the piece of equipment that moves the product from being dumped inside the building into the building and put on the conveyor belt that goes, I'm sorry, you can't see my hands, that goes up the catwalk where it's sorted. So that equipment is a vital piece of equipment for that facility. The prosecuting attorney's office, I wouldn't want to speak for Prosecutor Barberi. He is here. I think that you probably have a pretty good idea of the request that he's making from the earlier, but if he would like to speak, that's certainly up to him and to the chairperson to decide. The sheriff is the one who's kind of coming up with a whole new idea. So I think you're going to want to talk to the sheriff for sure, but Prosecutor Barberi is here too if you'd like to hear from them.
Yeah, sure. Let's jump into the prosecutor attorney Barbary first, and then we'll go to the sheriff. Go ahead, Prosecutor Barbary.
Oh, I apologize. Well, there's not a whole lot that I have to say that I haven't already said at the work group. The primary reason for this request, obviously, is just to try to supplement our funding and reduce some burden on the county. Previously, I mentioned that we've got some grant award money right now of about $30,000 that I think we could redirect towards this project, in addition to $14,000 in forfeiture funds that could be directed at this project. So we're hoping that the tribal 2% may be able to supplement our requests from the county as well.
Thank you. Sheriff.
It's been a long night. I'll make it quick. So the boat we've had has been about, it's about 16 years old. It's worked well for us, but you know, it's aging is becoming an issue with it. The size is an issue, and the horsepower is way under horsepower for what we need. You know, last year we seen an uptick in the county lakes as there wasn't a whole lot to do anywhere else. So there was a lot of activity on there. In the recent years, we've had recoveries of snowmobiles. We've had recoveries of other stuff that have went through in the summer times. We had a plane crash on a lake, you know, all things that required a response by our dive team members, our marine unit. The fact that it's very difficult to operate often the small boat that we have for the divers has become very problematic. And we've got some Homeland Security money for some sonar devices and things that are great. And the boat is so small, it just doesn't operate well for us. It is a constitutional requirement that we have some marine patrols on the lake. So that's one of those things that we have to do. I just think it's time we've kind of put this on the back burner in my office. The last couple of years, we've had some other priorities that we wanted to get through, but it's time to look at this. We found one that's a couple of years old, but it's brand new on the lot, and it'll fit our needs. It'll put the amount of divers and the people that need to work with those divers on there safely and be able to operate. Hopefully we are successful and we can add this to our inventory and sell the old boat.
Okay. Commissioner Chalzinski.
Are you planning to use the boat on the ocean behind you?
Well, that's my happy place, Commissioner. If I can take it there, I'll try.
Okay. Any further discussion among commissioners? All right. Hearing and seeing none. Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Holt,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast, 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Okay, item B is fiscal year 2020 comprehensive annual financial report. Motion reads, move to accept and place on file the fiscal year 2020 comprehensive annual financial report and supplementary information to financial statements, federal awards.
Support, Marino.
We have a motion and support to accept and place on file the fiscal year 2020 comprehensive annual financial report and supplementary information to financial statements. Discussion.
So this was quite a lengthy report, about 200 pages. With some very good information in there. Doug Teeter did a very good review of it. Doug Teeter from Riemann Ratson. They are the ones that conducted the audit report. Bottom line is they issued a clean, unmodified opinion, which means that our financial practices and procedures meet GASB standards.
Okay, any further discussion among commissioners? Yeah, this was a real good statement for the county, I felt. with what we saw in 2020, I anticipated something a lot worse than this. This was not bad. I think we took 11,000 out of the fund balance, almost a zero pull on the fund balance. So we are anticipating more. Some of our revenues were up in areas. Some of our revenues obviously were down, but we also had counteracting that some decreasing in expenses. So overall, I thought a very good job. And again, kudos to management, staff, and everybody for the county. It's all working together as a family and a team. So any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jagodzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
All right, item C, closed session. I'd like to make a motion. Move to enter into a closed session under section 8C of the Open Meetings Act to discuss collective bargaining agreement strategy.
Support Marino.
We got a motion and support to move into closed session under section 8C of the Open Meetings Act to discuss collective bargaining agreement strategy. Any discussion on this? Administrator McAvoy.
Mr. Chairman, I would request that you would invite Sheriff Michael Main to come into the closed session with us.
Yes, Sheriff May, would you like to come into the closed session with us?
Thank you, I would.
Okay. Commissioner Jagodzinski.
I know we traditionally hold the closed session as the last item because we have the general public comments and announcements, and it doesn't keep the public, prevent the public from making a comment on business of the day. I don't know if that's something we can do.
I think we've already had the agenda set, but if you want to make a motion to do that, I think we can alter the agenda here. Administrator McAvoy, can we do that under the correct rules?
I think you probably, Mindy's looking
Okay.
at me like,
I think
you
so.
probably could for this.
Yes, let's say probably we will. So, okay.
Let's do
We
that.
got a motion to amend the agenda to move to do general public comments. So we'll hold off on the closed session motion. And then okay. So we got a motion to support to change the agenda to move the closed session to the last item. So any discussion on that? Hearing and seeing none. I don't think we need a roll call for that. So next up, general public comments.
Hello, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. There is no one for general public at this time. General public comment, I'm sorry. Jake Borton just joined. I just noticed Jake Borton joined the meeting, so I'm not sure if he has general public comment at this time or not.
Jake, do you have anything to add or do say anything?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Just got home. Yeah, the 2% request that we put in for is for a purchase of a new skidster, which we have leased the last few years, or we're going into the second year of a lease.
Yeah.
By doing a one-time purchase on that piece of equipment, which was for the $44,000, that would save us the amount of money, about $6,600 a year is what that would save us, because we can trade that machine back in every year after the initial purchase, where right now the contract on the lease is somewhere around $13,100. So that's kind of where we're at with that as far as trying to do that purchase.
Okay.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Jake, they've already voted on this, Jake.
Okay, sorry.
They've already voted. It's okay. I didn't want to interrupt you and be rude. They've already voted on it, and they're going to send their priorities to Nicole tomorrow. So it's already been acted on. But maybe Commissioner Engler had a question,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
Yeah.
Commissioner Engler.
Yeah, well, I got you here, Jake. Does John Deere still offer discounts for government, local entities? I know it's been reduced, but for once it used to be pretty significant.
I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, sir, but it seems like it was still something like $15,000, $18,000 difference in what normal prices were. I think seems like it was like 56,000 is what the actual purchase price of the skid steer would be compared to what we're at 44,000.
Okay.
But also, sir, that one of the other things that I will be looking at, and that's after having talked to the Parks Director, Sue Ann Kopmeyer, it would appear that New Holland and Ellen's Equipment is trying to do some government purchasing as well. So that's something that I would look at as well to see whether, there is a possibility of anything better there or not. I don't know on that.
Okay, Nicole, we have any other public comment?
No, Mr. Chairman, we do not at this time.
Okay, I'm going to close the public comment section and move on to announcements. Commissioners, any announcements? Commissioner Jazinski.
Boom. First, I want to express my appreciation to administration and our CPA for coming up with the final financial management plan. I know this is something I've been asking for a while, and I find that this plan was very well done. It gives me some answers that I've been looking for. I'm sure I'm going to have some questions in the future, but I think the strategy that Steve outlined as he went through the plan is very sound, and I really appreciate the effort that went into this. The second is I attend my township meetings. I got 4 townships, and a couple of times I had somebody said, when is the county going to open up again? And I made the mention that the county building is open by appointment. And I also had somebody at church wanted to know how to conduct business with the county. I'm wondering if the message on the website could be changed. I know I've come into the building 3 times and I do see departments open and functioning. I've done with the clerk's office. I've seen the treasurer's office open. I don't know what's open and what's closed, but we know how the procedure is working. But I think the general public doesn't get that and may not get to that from the message. So I don't know if there's some way we can start moving to a more gradual opening message on the website. And I don't know, again, what the elected official department heads would feel about that, but I think there's maybe people that aren't seeking the services because they're not sure of how we're doing this. Thank you.
Administrator McAvoy.
So the website was updated, geez, Commissioner, I'm not quite sure how long ago. I've lost track of time, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. We did update the website so that it was, the whole front page wasn't covered with all sorts of red banners that looked like they were emergency type information. It was a little more pleasant and people could pick out, if you want information about the courts, click here. If you want information about the county, click there. So the offices are open, mostly manned or personed. I hate that term. I sorry you said that. Personed almost every day. Some are personed every day, but there is a single point of entry still on the west entrance. And when folks come in there, they're still being greeted primarily by a court officer. When the court officers have to go back to court, my staff has been greeting people, checking people in, doing the thermometer check, doing the questionnaire or whatever, and getting people where they wanted to go. Now, I know the clerk's office has requested that they don't need to have appointments. I believe that was the request from the county clerk. And so she's just having people come in. The front door is open. I mean, that west door is available for people to come in from 8 to noon and then from 1 to 4:30. That door is open all that time. People certainly are more than welcome to come in for services. Now, are we having every single, if I was a member of the public and I wanted to know if I could come pay my taxes, I'd probably want to still call the treasurer. Or if I wanted to know, I wanted to make a park appointment or a park reservation, I would still call parks. I just think that's a good thing for us to do at this point. Many smaller counties, particularly those up further north, have started to open their buildings already. I know Saginaw County, I think just a few weeks ago, opened their building to appointments. And other than that, they had stayed closed. So there's a variety of what's happening, but the instructions from Lara and the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services for office workers has not changed yet. So they're still promoting remote, and they're still, recommending or requiring those of us who have employees to make sure that, if people can work remotely, they should be working remotely. Actually, that's a requirement of Lara. They must be working remotely if they can work remotely. So we're not really at the point yet of being able to throw open our doors. I don't know exactly when that would happen. I will tell you, to almost a person in the county building who has spoken to me, department heads, elected officials, employees walking around, have all commented on the difference of having that court officer there. And I will be coming back to the Board of Commissioners in the future to talk about the benefits of having someone in that building who is there for purposes of having a single point of entry. And it's a security issue, it's a safety issue. And I think that most people in our building feel much more secure and safe since that has happened. And so I'm not prepared to make a recommendation tonight about changing it, but if you think that people aren't understanding what's on the website and it's not clear to them, I'm happy to relook at it with my team and we'll see what we can do.
Thank you.
Sure.
Can I add something to that, Chairman
Go ahead,
Horton?
Clerk. Go ahead, Clerk Lux.
I know I'm taking a lot of heat on social media along with phone calls. And I think what Commissioner Jazinski is referring to is where it just plainly says that we're closed to the public due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, I know that my office, I'm not doing appointments. We're completely open. I have pretty much all my employees in here. If we could have some blurb, for the offices that are open, don't need appointments. Of course, we do not do anything between 12 and 1 and after 4, but that might help the people that I have to serve. So I'm not taking so much heat right now. Just a suggestion.
Sure, good suggestion.
Commissioner Moreno.
Yeah, just yesterday with Mac, I participated in Pod 83. This is for the other commissioners. There was a lot of details about the new stimulus plan with $2 billion coming to the state. There's going to be 2 portions. In the first 90 days, a certain amount will be coming in. And then at the end of the year, the rest will be coming in, and we'll have 4 years to spend the money. And there's a lot of details that you might get if you participate from the website of MAC to Pod 83. I know Margaret has been on that before, and I'm just recommending that you check that out. It's really good news to me and really good news to our constituents, I would say, and especially helping us with all these funding things that we've been talking about today.
Commissioner Engler.
Yeah, I know it's been a long meeting, but this is a little bit of a time sensitive issue as far as this fall, we had quite an infestation of gypsy moth, and had conversations with Paul Gross and been getting together and trying to get somebody to spray. Some of the material is hard to get. A lot of it comes out of Canada. So there is a person out there that still has some material left. I'm going to be sending the address to my townships that are requesting it because there will have to be some spraying soon. So I'll be trying to get that information out. If anybody wants it, I can get it to you also. But so anyways, that'll be going out. But once the material is done, they're probably not going to be able to find any more. The cost to treat an individual tree is in the hundreds of dollars, and probably to spray, it's probably less than 100, depending the acreage, or probably for a lot, it might even be as cheap as 40 if they get a big enough plot. So just aware that's being worked on, and try to get as much information out as soon as possible on that. So thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Engler. Any other commissioners? Commissioner Hope.
Yeah, thank you. The Community Mental Health Services Committee met last week, and we always have a little in-service. This particular one was on jail diversion. It's might like to know that the agency has 6 full-time jail diversion specialists, 1 for each county. Also 4 jail diversion therapists. There's also a 24/7 crisis team that will respond to issues at the request of law enforcement. The community mental health people speak very highly of their relationship with the sheriff's department and with law enforcement in general. And the two departments, the two agencies work together to get people the mental health treatment and the substance use disorder treatment that they need. So that was good to learn. Also, I got the second COVID shot last week. I had a little soreness in my arm, but I lived through that. So I encourage everyone to get the shot when they get their chance. The Central Michigan District Health Department is a little ahead of some other areas in getting people shots. And I understand that they're now scheduling 18 and over people with certain health conditions. So that's good. And then lastly, I'd like to congratulate CMU women's basketball team for winning the MEC tournament championship over the weekend. So.
Very good. Any other commissioners? Hearing and seeing, I would just like to say again, to echo Commissioner Jelezinski, and I'm sure every member of this board, for the fiscal management report put together by the Administrator Controller's Office and Steve Kernovic. I thought it was a very good presentation earlier tonight in our business session. It kind of laid out where we've been as a county and where we're going to the county, and also explained some of the things that we've got in place to maintain our fiscal policies and soundness as a county. So that's pretty much all I have on that. So Commissioner Swaney, if I could have you repeat your motion, please, for closed session.
I will. And I'd also like to say that I got my COVID shot last week as well. And
there you go.
Didn't have any issues at all. It was easier than the flu one. I was sore for the flu. All right, sorry. Closed session, motion reads, move to enter into a closed session under Section 8C of the Open Meetings Act to discuss collective bargaining agreement strategy.
Support, Marino.
We got a motion and support to enter into closed session. Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelezinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. Oh, you know what? Shoot. I forgot to ask Sheriff. I did it earlier. About the
You
sheriff
did, you
coming.
invited the sheriff.
I invited earlier. Okay.
Yes.
All right. We are in closed session.
You're going to receive the invite to join the breakout room to be in closed session. So you should be receiving that now.
Click on join. I'm so happy to see how well this is all working. Whew, good. Kudos to all of you. Good job.
Practice makes perfect.
All right, we are now back in open session. Can I get a motion for adjournment, please?
No,
No, no motion for adjournment. We can just adjourn. No, we
No.
can't adjourn. So sorry. All right. So what am I going to do here? I'm not.
Tobin has a couple motions for you, Mr.
Mr. Chairman, I have a couple motions I'd like to make.
Please do, Mr. Vice Chairman.
Okay, the first one is collective bargaining agreement offer to Command Officers Association of Michigan Command Unit. And the motion reads, move to enter into a 3-year agreement between Isabella County Board of Commissioners and Isabella County Sheriff's Office and Command Officers Association of Michigan Command Unit, agreeing that 2% shall be added to the 2020 base wage scale effective January 1st, 2021, with a wage reopener for years 2022 and 2023, and to include the language in the employer's package offer to settle dated March 15th, 2021.
Support Jablonski.
We have a motion and support to approve the agreement with the command officers. Discussion?
So this is the TA that the sheriff and the administrator secured today along with the command unit. So.
Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, clerk will a roll call vote.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so the next motion is collective bargaining agreement offer to Police Officers Association of Michigan Corrections Unit. And the motion reads, move to enter into a 3-year agreement between Isabella County Board of Commissioners and Isabella County Sheriff's Office and Police Officers Association of Michigan Corrections Unit, agreeing that 2% shall be added to the 2020 base wage scale effective March 16th, 2021, with a wage reopener for 2022 and 2023, and to include the language in the employer's package offer to settled dated March 15th, 2021.
Support Jablonski.
We have a motion and support to approve the agreement with the corrections officers. Discussion.
So this represents the TA that was secured today with this group, the Police Officers Association of Michigan, that represents the corrections unit.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, clerk will a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast 7 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
So move Jablonski.
Support Marino.
We have a motion and support to adjourn. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. We are adjourned, 8:23. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice
Enjoy your
evening.
late supper.
See
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.